you also heard what David Eby had to say. And you know, even if the 9 laws you do not like that the federal government has put in place go away, that doesn't necessarily change the posture of the Premier of British Columbia. There's quotes from Marilyn Slett, who is with the Coastal First Nations Great Bear Initiative and an alliance of 9 First Nations in the area where you want the pipeline to go to. And she said, there is no project or proponent that would be acceptable to us on the North Coast. Anything that proposes to send oil through the coast is a non-starter. That's not conditional, that is emphatic. How do you get the support from the Alberta-BC border to the coast with this kind of opposition out there?
I can tell you I've got a very skilled Indigenous Relations Minister, Rajan Sani, who's already begun making all of the phone calls. We intend to be with the companies that are giving us the technical advice every step of the way, and we intend to address the issues. We've been quite successful in Alberta. We have 7 major projects that we've underwritten with our Alberta Indigenous Opportunities Corporation, generating $1.3 billion to 43 of our 44 First Nations in Alberta. I think we've learned a lot in the last 10 years, and we hope to take some of that learning to British Columbia as well. I don't want to prejudge the outcome. We wanted to be respectful, which is why we made phone calls to all of the nation leadership on Monday, and that process is going to be in earnest. We think that every major new project needs to have Indigenous ownership. It's just a pathway not only to reconciliation, but to economic reconciliation as well.
But the opposition from some of the First Nations in this area, it's not to a pipeline per se, it's to a bitumen pipeline explicitly, right? Like gas and LNG is something that has happened and it can happen, but the opposition to an oil pipeline is absolute. So how do you get around that, Premier, when that is the position that's been adopted there?
Well, I think part of it is people need to understand that a barrel of oil now contains 6,000 different products that can be made from it, including asphalt. We all need roads to drive on, whether we're driving an electric vehicle or whether we're driving a gas-powered vehicle. There's lubricants and petrochemicals. There's building materials. Being opposed to bitumen is like being opposed to cement. So as we start seeing more and more uses of this product, I think people are going to see that there's more and more value to it. We have to address issues of emissions, but this is a product that is going to be of high value around the world. And we believe that we'll be able to work in partnership with nations to make sure we address their concerns, get their feedback, talk about routes, and most importantly, make them an owner so that they can walk side by side with us as this gets built.